Okay, so good morning, Nigerians. Welcome to another edition, Friday edition actually, of Kakaaki Social. I am Wokimaya Maize. On this segment of the show, we spotlight the issues shaping conversations in the Nigerian social media. Top on the trends this morning, Aisha Buhari, wife of the president, is back in the news again. We brought the issue yesterday to you on Kakaaki Social. She said that two people are responsible for the slow pace of her husband as president of Nigeria. There's actually now a video where she said that. We didn't see the video yesterday. We'll be taking a look at the video this morning. Let's go on and see what is happening in the social media. A Twitter user at Casey Niger shared that video with us. Tweeted and said, First Lady Aisha Buhari speaking of the two powerful men who dominate the government when it was 15.4 million Nigerians who voted Buhari to power. Let's take a look at what Aisha Buhari said and a few comments.
As we did not buy votes, we form a government, the government that have overthrown an incumbent for the first time in the history of Nigeria. Afterwards, we're expecting to have a teamwork. We had a bit of teamwork, but it wasn't full. All the achievements that have been listed for the past 1 month, people have been singing the songs of achievements. We will have achieved that within 1 year of the administration. But it happens that we're dragging up to, this is the 4th year. So we believe in teamwork. And we believe in government of inclusiveness. People should not relent. People should continue to fight, continue to talk against the few that dominated the government. Our votes were 15-point-something million last election. And after that, only for us to be dominated by two people that hinders a collective teamwork that we have started, which is totally unacceptable. And if 15.4 million people can bring in a government, and only for the government to be dominated by 2 people or 3 people, where are the men of Nigeria? Where are the Nigerian men? What are you doing? Instead of them to come together and fight them, they kept visiting them one after the other, licking their shoes. I'm sorry to use that word. Instead of saying no. We should continue to say no. We should continue to say no. Because this is the future, not of my age, not of my husband's age, but the future of our children and our grandchildren. We're talking about better Nigeria. We're talking about Nigeria, where all those that had a brain drain that went to another country to work should come back and participate in this country.
Aisha Buhari has dropped a bombshell. She said 15.4 million Nigerians voted her husband into power, but just 2 Nigerians are now controlling the government. And she's wondering, she's asking, where are the men of Nigeria? What are you doing? Well, let's take a look at a few comments yesterday again on this issue. Honestly, I give it to this lady. She's one of a kind. May God deliver Nigerians from the murderous fang of these vultures. I know Buhari meant well for Nigerians, but he lacks the courage to fight the evil spirits and demons in the form of humans around him. From Kunle Evans, we saw that tweet yesterday from Chikagina 01. It's funny how Aisha Buhari is asking Nigerians to fight 2 men, hindering the progress of his husband's government. But the question then becomes, does it mean these 2 men's identity cannot be disclosed? From Chik Hagina asking Aisha Buhari, who are the 2 men actually? And from Nigeria Best, Aisha Buhari is playing the same game others in APC have been playing. Does Buhari lack agency? Why is everyone responsible for his failures except him? Basically talking about the fact that the president needs to take responsibility for whatever is happening in his government. We move on quickly from that issue now to an issue that was also breaking. Protesters have besieged the U.S. Embassy in Abuja in demonstration asking the U.S. government not to issue a travel visa to former Vice President and PDP presidential election candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. A group actually staged a protest in front of the U.S. Embassy in Abuja, calling on the U.S. government not to issue a travel visa to the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. Group protests at U.S. Embassy in Abuja over the purported granting of entry visa to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. From Legit News, we saw these pictures. Let's take a look at these images. These are the images of the protesters actually, and you can see some of the placards they are carrying. Nigerians say no to America's interference in the nation's politics. Donald Trump don't Trump for Atiku, say no to his visa. And then we take a look at a few comments. IC_Mama tweeting and said, to think it's older folks that are even gathered is sickening. We have other pressing issues in the country. ASU has been on strike. That one no do them. Paid movement. From IC Mama, we saw that tweet. Let's take a look at more comments from Nigerians on this issue. A group protesting, asking the U.S. don't give Atiku a travel visa. Goody Tam tweeting said, how did we get to this level? Who did we offend? No protest for ASU strike to be sorted out so university students can go back to school. But this from some Nigerians whose children are sitting at home due to ASU strike. Shame. From Goody Tam, we saw this tweet, and then from Shegun Jimo, it is sad to see this. That is why I have been saying our people need mental reawakening and education. These politicians killed education for years. Now to be able to use my people for this show of shame. Shame on you guys, APC, for disgracing Nigeria. Now I know better. From Shegun Jimo, we saw that tweet. From Olusheye Oyagbile, we saw this Twitter. This issue of unemployment in Nigeria is having serious effects on people's mental stability. Imagine if these people were gainfully employed. Well, on the other hand, who would employ people who cannot think straight? From Olusheye Oyagbile, we saw that tweet. It's Flashback Friday. It's that moment on Kakaaki Social where we bring you something that was said some time ago, and it's very, very relevant again now. But this time around, Meme Central NG, a Twitter account that is very, very now notable for bringing or mashing up comments or videos of what PDP chieftains said in the past and what they say now, what they are saying now. Brought to you is bringing to us a video of Dino Melaye. You want to defend Atiku with the same mouth you used to say this. From Meme Central NG, we saw this video of Senator Dino Melaye when he was on the other side, and now that he's on the PDP side. Let's take a look.
When shall I see my whole PDP?
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Basically, I want to start by saying that we thank God for the life and person of President Muhammad Buhari, whom I have tagged the nemesis of corruption in this country. And we thank God that he is gradually repositioning Nigeria in the international community, and we are gradually getting respected because of the person and personality of President Muhammad Buhari. We give God the glory. But talking about his visits to the United States of America, I see a lot of positives coming out of that visit, because for the first time we are getting this type of historic invitation having come out from times of vicissitude, times of valuation, perilous times in this country as a result of a satanic or maladministration of the past governments. So we will capitalize on this very high reputation that Buhari have attracted to Nigeria.
Whoa! Whoa! I never expected it.
Okay, that was a video of Senator Dino Melaye giving accolades to President Muhammadu Buhari. Now he's saying no to Buhari. Twitter user Umar Decave tweeted and said, Dino is a good man, but Nasaraki mislead him. And then we take a look at Janozi tweeting and said, they are all the same. Akpabio has his recording where he condemned Buhari and APC, including Orji Kalu. Today, they are all fine together. This is the more reason we should change the old order and stop making a joke out of the sad Nigerian situation. From Janozi tweeting from Tem Richie 2, yes, he praised him without knowing that Buhari will be a disappointment and worse than GJ. So why the noise? After all, some of us once praised Buhari until he showcased himself as the worst leader that ever lived in Nigeria. From Tem Richu to we saw that tweet from Kola Olukutan 1. This will teach politicians a lesson that they should stop taking people for granted and to equally watch their utterances because life changes. And then we move on to sports where Pele, football legend, is trending. He said Messi only shoots with one leg, has one skill, and doesn't head the ball well. And this generated the conversation yesterday in the social media, particularly on Twitter. Trust Messi fans, they wouldn't let Pele go. They dragged him. This was not the only thing he said. He said something else also about Messi, comparing Messi with Maradona. He said, as far as I'm concerned, Maradona was one of the best players ever. If you ask me, was he better than Messi? Yes, he was much better. But Lionel Messi fans are saying, no way, that's not true. Let's take a look at commentary. Talkboy 414 tweeted and said, Pelé and Maradona can't understand why many people in and outside football consider Messi as the best ever. They are always trying to downplay his greatness and telling us how they are the greatest. Messi has never said he is the greatest of all time. It is the people who say it. From Talkboy 414, we saw that tweet from XH Anato. Tweet and said that comparing Messi and Pelé is woeful. Pelé won World Cups. How many has Messi won? Oh, a fat zero. Even 19 years old Mbappe has won a World Cup. Playing in a gifted team like Barca, anyone can score goals. Ronaldinho during his playing days was far skillful than Messi. Okay, from Naihu 1897, nothing funnier than Barca fans calling Pelé overrated. They never saw him even play. Imagine a guy helped win his country 3 World Cups, scoring 3 goals in 2 of the finals, one at 17 years old, score over 700 career goals, and act like this man ain't the greatest. Sheesh. And that is where we draw the curtain this morning on Kakaaki Social. It's a short edition of Kakaaki Social because of the special episode of Meet the Candidates, the 3rd edition of Meet the Candidates, which is happening this morning. But don't worry, Kakaaki Social, a very big package of Kakaaki Social, returns Monday next week at 8 a.m. Follow the conversation on all our social media platforms at Kakaaki Social on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kakaaki Social. I am Ohimai Amaize. Stay tuned. Meet the Candidates continues right away.